Hi, Steve with Brownells, and with me I have Bobby Tyler from Tyler Gunworks in Texas, and today we want to look at revolver accuracy and what it takes to make one shoot well. Bobby, thanks for coming.
Pleasure.
Tell us, you do a lot of revolver work and a lot of accuracy jobs, so you can do these probably with your eyes closed. But what goes into a good accurate revolver? What do you have to do that the factory didn't do?
So we run a lot of these through our shop, and our team is very good at going through them very thoroughly, and we like to attack the main areas that get the maximum result. Because you can take this Bisley here. This is a standard production revolver, and so let's just kind of talk about a couple of key areas here.
Sure.
So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the action.
Right.
When I mean action, I talk about the hammer, the trigger, the cylinder, and the timing. Proper hammer adjustment to the trigger. A good clean trigger release and a good break.
Right. There's so much more than just the trigger brake.
It's something that couldn't be explained in 10 videos when you're trying to talk about in depth on the hammer trigger. But the moral of the story is you've got to have a good clean hammer brake. Hammer's got to fall. The trigger moves out. You don't want too much over travel.
Nope.
And in all that happening, you want your cylinder to rotate properly
And be locked
and
up.
to be lined up true with the bore and the forcing cone when it's in the locked position. So you talk about the barrel cylinder gap, and that's just that. It's the gap between the barrel and the cylinder.
Right.
And when you measure that with a feeler gauge between there, you'll find a various range of barrel
Quite a
cylinder
range.
gaps
Quite a
in
range.
a lot of firearms.
Right.
So we set that at a specific number so that we get maximum accuracy. What you'll also find is the wider that gap, the more gas flows out.
More gas and
And-
possibly lube and possibly shaving.
But it affects the velocity.
Yeah.
You'll lose so much bullet performance when you have a large cylinder gap.
So what kind of gap are you aiming at normally?
We're shooting for a 3 to 4 thousandths.
Yeah, that's fairly on the tight side.
Now at that, you do need to keep your revolver clean,
Yeah.
or you'll find times where the carbon builds up, and when you're cocking the hammer, you'll feel
You'll think you have a high primer or something because it's dragging.
that's right. But you know, when you're out in the woods and you're just walking along by yourself and you have a chance to be out there hunting, when you pull that back, the last thing you want to be thinking about is the action or the trigger or the hammer. You're out there to enjoy yourself, and you want to know that you've done all your homework, you've got everything set up, and when that bullet leaves this thing, it's going where it needs to be going.
Right, and on that tight gap, the less sunlight that bullet sees on the way to the muzzle, the better.
That's right. So speaking of the muzzle, the barrel crown. The barrel crown is so important. When that bullet leaves, that's the very last imprint for
Right.
that bullet
And
when it leaves.
people know how important that is on rifles. I mean, they think they take that without even a thought, but on pistols, they don't think about it so
Equally
much.
as important.
Yeah.
So we go in and put a target crown on most all of ours. And that also it allows that bullet to leave the end of the barrel properly,
Right.
but it gives you a buffer of what if you was to drop your revolver, you're in the woods. I mean, no one ever wants to think about that, but if you
It
did
happens.
and you're on a hunt, it would hit the end of the barrel where the actual crown would be protecting the
Yeah.
actual
That
bore.
way the gun's still going to shoot right, the way it's sighted
That's
in.
right.
Yeah. Not just for looks.
So all in all, I would say, for me, the average standard gun, if you want to have as close as you can have to a custom revolver without spending custom revolver price, you can do an action job and an accuracy package, which covers everything that we've discussed.
All right, and that ensures that the cylinder's aligned with the bore.
That goes
ensures
through
that
everything.
It's timing up,
Yeah.
good crown, and that's all you need.
That's a good start.
That's a good start.
Yep, that and a little range time.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, sir. It was a
Yep.
pleasure having you.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for watching. If you have any questions on revolver accuracy, or if you have any comments as to problems you've got or problems that you've solved, let us know. We'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.